listening to the Becoming More Me podcast with me, Theresa Lear Levine. You're already enough. But if you're anything like me, you thrive when you're stretching and developing yourself, creating more of the person you feel called to be. This podcast is here to inspire and support you. Let's release the negative, reinforce the positive, and elevate our vibe together as we tap into our limitless potential to transform and grow. Well, hello there. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm going to be giving you a peek inside of my week. I have recently been asked by several listeners to tell them about how I fit in what I do around raising my 4 kids and, just all the other things, how all the pieces fit together. So I'm just going to kind of open up my schedule and talk about my week with you. And I more so hope that this allows you to get to know me a little bit better and also to see that wherever you are, there's always, there's a next place on your journey that maybe you're not even aware is coming. I know that there's so many places that I plan to be getting on my journey in the next year, and so many things that when I look back a year from now, it'll be weird to think that I didn't know them now or that I hadn't done them as of right now and all that. And I love that. I love just realizing how open and vast and limitless what we have laying before us can be. And so, let's look at my schedule and try to bring it down a notch from the ethereal kind of light and airy 7th chakra way of looking at what we're doing and where we're at into more of the day-to-day. But I promise I'll probably have problems keeping it there because I kind of go through all the levels and I love looking at things at different levels. And I think it really helps to give perspective to things. So I am recording this on a Sunday morning. My husband just left to take the kids to religious school, our 2 middle children. So that's Jace, my 8-year-old, and Jonah, my 11-year-old, our 11-year-old and 8-year-old. And he'll be gone for about a half an hour in order to take them there and back. And he has my 4-year-old with him. And my oldest is at his dad's for the weekend. So right now I'm alone in the house. So despite having many things that I want to get done today on Sunday, I realize that this is quiet time that I can record a podcast uninterrupted and not have to worry about any kind of interruptions. So I pretty much have pressed pause on everything else that I'm doing in order to just kind of bust out a couple of episodes while I have this sacred time and really good focus. And time is something I have worked really hard to get diligent around, especially in recent years, because I don't know if it's that I have ADHD or just that time gets away from me, but I have realized that a lot of the things, beliefs, stories I tell myself about time are just that. And I don't have to be the person that's always late or always rushed trying to get something done at the last minute or any of those other things. I can actually be prepared. I can actually be on time, maybe even early, and I can feel like I have enough time. And that is really all up to me and what I'm allowing to happen in between these 2 ears of mine. So I'm going to use this time really well right now. So the rest of the day today, like I said, it's Sunday. So we'll just have Jordan here with my husband and I once he gets back from drop off. And that's usually when we do our weekly powwow. So that means that whether it's while we're doing something else that we can multitask doing, or whether we need to sit down and talk, we figure out what the week looks like. So my husband's actually going to be doing some traveling this week, and so am I. So we'll need to figure out who needs to cover what, or what duties we're kind of handing off to the other that maybe, he usually does that I'll be doing, or I usually do that he'll be doing, fill each other in, look at the calendar, and also just catch up on things. Weekends are usually when we put aside things that could wait. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Sunday basket. If you haven't, look it up. It's a program that you can access, and a podcast also. I believe there's like a 1 episode podcast or something. Maybe it's a few episodes. I don't know. By, I believe it's Lisa Woodruff. And she has this great organizational system that I have adapted and kind of continue to adapt in ways that work for me. But if you have trouble with time management and getting distracted or hopping into other things when you want to be focused on something else, or that that's really the best thing to be focused on for your desired outcomes, and yet you kind of self-sabotage by doing other things or allow other people's urgent matters or little non-important things that are easy to do to creep in, the Sunday basket technique is pretty cool. So basically, if it can wait until Sunday, and it doesn't have to be Sunday, it can really be any day or any time of the week that works for you, even if it's different from week to week. You write it down, or you put it in like a literal basket. And then on the day that you choose, you come back and you kind of organize all those things and either figure out how you're going to do them, plan them into your schedule for the coming week, do them at that time, categorize them. Maybe there's a bunch of follow-up phone calls that you need to make or something. So they're all together. And then when you have a little pocket of time, you can knock them all out because they're similar things. It's that kind of thing, but it saves me a lot of time when I do that. So today I look at our list and I realize, there's some things I need to do with like receipts for the week. There's some things I need to do with, things that bill on a recurring basis for me, or subscriptions that I have to different softwares or apps or things that run my business that I need to take care of. I need to figure out the holiday gifts. Today for us is the last day of Hanukkah. We celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas. So we have to figure out the gift giving for both and who we need to get what for and all that for the kids. And then I do the shopping for my mom for the kids. So I just work with whatever budget she wants. And then I make sure everything's delivered to her house so that she has gifts that the kids want, that are things that are compatible with their wish lists and their current desires. And it makes it easy peasy for her also. So trying to figure that out and make all the purchases for my own kids and husband and family and extended family and all of that is something I need to just kind of get in a row now that Hanukkah's over and I can just focus on the Christmas part of it now. There's little things to fix, like one of my kids' keychains broke this week and I need to find a certain specialist to work with one of my other kids on something. And I have some products that need to get returned, and I need my husband to help me to put a hook on our laundry tower so that I can hang something on it. And I'm researching some new pots and pans that we want for our kitchen because we are overdue. If anybody has any great recommendations, I have a few brands I'm looking at, but open to recommendations. And just little weird things, like emptying the shop vac of all the dirt and things that we vacuumed up the other day when we cleaned, and sorting out the junk drawer. Our junk drawer is kind of like the Sunday basket, where it's like, if it's like a little weird thing that you don't feel like walking all around the house to put back, it's in the junk drawer. But I don't let the junk drawer just like stagnate. I go through it, not all the time, but every couple of months. And I've noticed in the last week or so, the thing is not opening and closing very well, which means it is full. So it's just weird little stuff like that. Looking at the meals that we're going to eat for the week, how we're going to organize that. Are the kids going to get lunch at school, or do they want to take lunch? All the little things, but that when you look at them in advance, make the week go so much smoother. Who's going to make dinner each night? Am I going to make it? Is my husband going to make it? Unfortunately, with our travel schedules, it's kind of like whoever's here is going to make it, because we're going to be kind of like, ships passing in the night a little bit this week, but that's okay. We'll be together today. I have to go in later today to the Apple store because this computer that I'm filming this on right now, something's up with the fan, I think it is. And it keeps sounding like a film projector. I took it in last weekend. It had just been making like occasional pops and clicks. They cleaned out the fan and now it is like full out film projector. Like when I open up my laptop and turn it on, it's just drives me insane. At the same token, it's not like a fatal error kind of thing, and the computer still works, but it's annoying. So, and when I film podcasts or I'm a guest on a podcast and I'm using this computer, that is not the kind of noise anybody wants to be hearing. So today is just a lot of setting up next week, right? And I have digital calendars that I use, but I like to write everything down. And I feel like that helps my brain to process what I actually need to do and look at like, okay, here's that time pocket that I have between this and this. This is where I can fit something in. It literally takes me an hour or two every week to figure out scheduling, to make lists, to reorganize lists. And maybe someday I'll discover a way to streamline it more. But I'm managing a lot of stuff, and an hour or two each week so that my days go smoothly, my days are productive, and I get what needs to get done every week is really not that much to give up. Sometimes the hardest thing for me, though, is just stopping to say, okay, as I create my schedule for the week, I'm not going to let myself start doing any of the things that are on it. I'm just laying it out, not doing the things, because it's so easy when it's just like a little thing, like, send a quick message or whatever. It's like, I don't want to write that on my list. I just want to do it. But there's the whole like focus rabbit hole problem that I get into. So that's today. Today is setting things up. Now, for the next 3 days, I'm planning Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to be doing this 3-day kind of cleanse eating plan that I like to do every like 8 weeks. And if I'm honest, I haven't done it in several months, and I feel it, and it's showing up in ways that I don't want it to. So I actually love this plan because it takes so much thought out of what I'm eating during the day, and that saves me time. So I love it. And then I just have to worry about what my kids are eating, and my husband's going to be out of town for most of that anyway. So there won't be any kind of like struggles of like him wanting to go out to eat and me being like, no, I'm doing this plan or whatever. He doesn't do it with me. That's okay. So eating wise, my next few days are pretty easy, and kids are happy with whatever I make them. And there's plenty of things that I can make them that I don't really want to eat. So that makes it easy for me to stick with this whole like refreshing of my gut and internal system and just feeling good. And I'm doing that right before I leave on Thursday to go have what we like to call our girls' weekend, even though it's my mom and my sister and I. It's more of a family mother-daughter weekend. And I'm sure that we won't be eating the healthiest, but we usually eat pretty good. So we'll be going to St. Michael's for Thursday through Sunday. Spa time, fun fitness classes. We like to stay at the Inn at Perry Cabin, which, if you've ever watched Wedding Crashers, was featured on that. Beautiful, beautiful place and really cute town. If you've never been to St. Michael's and you live in Maryland or Delaware or nearby, definitely worth it for a weekend, and very, very relaxing. But the inn has awesome activities that you can do and just sign up for. And I love the space in the morning. I like to get up early and still, do some work and check in with things in the pre-dawn, before sunrise time. And they have these gorgeous rooms where I can set up my computer, get a little work done, and just watch the sunrise over the water. And I love it. Just have some tea and take it all in. It's great. And I don't know how much my mic is picking up, but do you hear my clock? Anyway, we have a clock that sings on the hour every hour throughout the year. And then we have this special clock that has little puppies all around the hours, and it sings on the hour too. And I've intentionally set them a couple minutes apart so that we hear the one clock sing and then we hear the other clock sing. But I always know when the hour changes around here, especially this time of year. The puppy clock only comes out in, the Hanukkah and Christmas season. It was a gift that we gave my husband the year that we got our dog, Lotkie, who's a yellow lab, who was a Hanukkah gift 9 years ago. So it kind of reminds us of that, and it's festive. And I think all the puppies have Santa hats on or something. So it's intended to be a holiday clock. It's totally cheesy. Anyway, so tomorrow my husband will be going on the road, and it'll be an early morning for me. I generally wake up 4:30 in the morning. And that doesn't always mean I get out of bed at 4:30. I usually do, though. And most mornings I'm just like, it's like I'm not going back to sleep. Like I'm just getting up. And otherwise, I might lay in bed and do a guided meditation or something to start my day. I have recorded visualizations and affirmations that I listen to every day, sometimes in bed, but I usually prefer to do those when I'm up and I just have a little bit more energy coursing through my body, and I can really kind of feel into the energy of what it is that I'm looking to bring into my life. So tomorrow my kids have school, and that just kind of takes up a few hours in the morning. Getting my oldest up is starts around 6. And he takes care of himself, but I still like to be present. Sometimes he wants me to like make his morning bagel or help him, get a water bottle ready or whatever. And I'm happy to do that. It gives us a little time to chat, catch up, and start the day together. And I do that for all of my kids. So I could totally stay in my office and have them be self-sufficient and get ready for school. But one-on-one time is limited, and I enjoy that time and I want to give them that time. So, from 6 to 6:30, there's a high concentration on my oldest, who's normally the only one up other than me, and getting him ready to get out the door for the bus. And then I have a half an hour between when he leaves and when my next one gets up. So if I've been intentional and planned my day, I can usually plan a few tasks that fit right into that time and get them done. And then my middle schooler, Jonah, gets up, and normally from like 7 to 7:40 is when we're getting ready for his day. And I'll normally eat breakfast with him, make some toast. I religiously, except for when I'm doing this 3-day plan that I'm doing coming up, have Ezekiel bread toast with raw honey, cinnamon, organic chunky peanut butter, and coconut oil. I just kind of slather them all together on my Ezekiel bread. I forget which one it is. It's the Ezekiel bread that has the orange wrapper, but not the low sodium. I have ridiculously low blood pressure, so I'm like all the salt all the time. And just low sodium stuff, I just think tastes like cardboard. So I eat with him, I get him out the door, and then I have, if they're not up already, because my younger two are a little unpredictable. Sometimes they wake up at 7, sometimes they wake up at 8, sometimes I have to wake them up. And they need to be up like do or die by 8:15. 8's better, but sometimes I like to have a little more time to do things before the day really, really starts, and I can't turn back, and I can be a little bit bad about making sure that they're up at 8. But they get up, they get ready. And if it's Monday, like it is tomorrow, my little guy doesn't have any school. So we call that Mommy and Jordan Day. So despite the fact that I'm, podcast guesting tomorrow on the Elisa Unfiltered podcast, he'll be here, he might make a cameo, who knows, and I have a few other appointments. He's here, he's getting much better at understanding and giving me space with that, but he's 4, and this is life. And that's just kind of the way people, I think, have kind of just come to accept, like, what, sometimes there's going to be a kid while you're working. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, that'd be weird. But, my kids have questions they need answered every now and then. Sometimes they're impatient. Sometimes they just want a hug, and I'm right here. So I don't need to restrict them from that. When something's really important and I really need that time to myself, I make it clear to them. And 95% of the time they respect that. And the rest, it's just life. It's just life. And I've gotten much better at just accepting that and not being so rigid about it. So the kids will go to school Monday. Me and Jordan will have our day together. And I usually try to kind of also do some more catch up on Monday, just kind of get the day in line. My assistant works Monday through Friday during like the daytime hours. It shifts every now and then, and she's on the other side of the world. So 10 or 11 my time till 6 or 7 my time. And so I like to make sure Monday morning that she's got good tasks prepped and ready and delegated to her so that she can have a good week and that she can be of service and helpful and productive. And sometimes that's also easier said than done. But, having this podcast recorded today means that tomorrow I get to hand off the audio and video to her, and she will work on my YouTube videos, and she will do all the things with it. This recording, doing what I'm doing right now, is pretty much all I do. And writing the show notes is all I do with my podcast. Everything else I hand off to her, and like an amazing angel of podcast creation, she takes care of the rest. She makes sure it gets on the right platforms. She divides things into things I can use on social media. She transcribes it and creates blog posts. It's a freaking amazing. So I will make sure that she is set up for the week and ready to go. I will spend some good quality time with Jordan. And then my kids start getting home, the oldest a little bit before 3, the next one around 3:30. And then the last one comes home around 4:20, which unfortunately during these days that are so short during daylight savings time here in, Maryland in December, the days are getting as short as they get. The 21st will be the shortest day of the year. So it's like dark before 5 p.m., which is crazy. He gets home and it's like, just go outside and play. You only have a few minutes. So we usually have dinner on the early side, and, usually between 5:30 and 6:30 at the latest. And evenings kind of are like a runaway train. So I really have to be conscious that if I had intentions of getting anything specific done, usually that it's done before the evening. I participate in calls for masterminds that I'm a part of in the evening sometimes, but a lot of times that means like one earbud in and a Zoom call on. And if I have a chance to, participate or ask a question or be, a part of it, sometimes I'll just have to say to my family, okay, hey, I'm just going to run to my office for a few minutes and, speak on this call. I'll be out in 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it's going to be. But the rest of the time, I'm making dinner, or I'm cleaning up the dishes, or, folding laundry, or we're answering homework questions, or showering, or whatever else that the kids need our help with in the evening, and spending time together. So, my kids like to be able to relax and unwind, watch some videos or a show together, or just chill on their own, play some video games. Usually that's typically before dinner. They'll usually get like a half an hour of like video game time or something if their homework's done. And, it's just kind of getting ready for the day. So in the evening, I take time to look at my list for the current day, take anything that didn't get done, move it to the next day or wherever it belongs, or, cross it off if it just doesn't matter anymore, or whatever the case may be, and move on to the next day. So Tuesday this week will be really a lot of the same. My middle schooler has early morning rehearsal for his chorus concert that'll be coming up the following week, which I'm really excited to go to. We haven't had a concert to go to in years, since before the pandemic. So that's going to be really exciting. And he's got a beautiful voice, and I'm really excited to hear him and his classmates sing. Chorus is mandatory for sixth graders. So he has to do it, but I'm really glad he's doing it. And I think he's actually enjoying it. So pretty cool. And Tuesday, my youngest goes to preschool. His preschool program is from 9 to 1. So by the time I drop him off, get home and get settled, I pretty much have from 10 a.m. until 12:30 to work. So that is time that I am usually coaching people, doing breakthrough sessions, really working in my business and getting to help people and serve and work with my assistant if we have things that we're working on together, that kind of stuff. 2.5 hours goes by quick though. I pick up the little guy at 1. It looks like Tuesday I have a doctor's appointment. So I see a doctor to help me with pain management issues that I've had for a while and really keep them under control. And he has some really good homeopathic and more natural approaches to things that I really appreciate. So, I can feel right now that I have a lot of like tension in my neck and my upper back. So I know we'll do some work there. And also I've had a lot in my, like my right hip has been a little tweaked for the last few months, but it's almost back. It's like 95%. So we work on tuning me up and helping to keep the pain at bay as much as possible. So Jordan will go with me to that appointment. And then the rest of the kids will come home from school as usual. And we'll only have a little bit of time that they're all home before I need to leave and take my oldest to robotics. So he's part of his robotics club in high school, and they meet for 4 hours twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we have to drop him off at 4:30, pick him up at 8:30. He's in the process of getting his license. He's 16, but we're not there yet. So that's fine. We drop him off, we pick him up, and then I come home in between and I'll be, making dinner and getting lunches ready and participating in mastermind calls and getting ready for the next day, much the same. And then Wednesday will be the last day of the nutritional cleanse that I'm doing. And I believe Wednesday with my assistants in the Philippines. So they honor the holidays there. And that's actually a day off for her because it's the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. So on Wednesday, I won't have added help like I normally do. And in a way, that's actually good because I need to, since I'm going away Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I really want to be able to like load her up with a lot of good stuff to do on Thursday and Friday. So I'll have Wednesday to kind of allow things to accumulate, to put things together, and then really have a lot of great stuff that she can do while I'm away on our girls' weekend. So Wednesday is the day that my youngest goes to school for the longest. His program normally goes 9 to noon, but they have an extended day option and he stays until 3. So on Wednesdays, I normally do a lot more coaching. I do a lot more podcast guesting, and and other things, because essentially I have from like 9:45 to 2:30 that I can work. And I have to be really diligent with those hours. I also have another client appointment outside of that later that day. So I'll be, coaching another client in that like 4:30 to 6 time frame. So my husband's home by then. He's coming home Tuesday. So we will be together Wednesday. He'll go in for a regular work day and such, but he'll be home in the middle of the afternoon. He gets home at a great hour. He's normally home around 4, give or take. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5. Generally, it's pretty much on the early side. He goes in very early though, too. We wake up when we're here together, and Wednesday will be one of those days. We'll get up early. So we'll get up at that same 4:30 hour. We'll be in the basement working out, doing a workout together, lifting weights, and then he'll leave for work at like 5:45. So he's up and out early. He's home early. It's great. I love it. And that means that he'll be able to make dinner while I'm coaching a client. And I will likely walk out of that session with an awesome dinner on the table. I can't tell you how much my husband's cooking skills have grown since I have started working more. And it's kind of become necessity. He was never like a bad cook. He just, in the earlier years that we were dating and married, I just did it. I was home. I wasn't working, and I was just, I was raising the kids. I was happy to cook. I like cooking. I really do, but I just don't have the time or the level of interest in it right now that I did. And I absolutely love it when he puts meals together. I'm so grateful and so appreciative. And I mean, he'll look up recipes, figure out how to make new things, try a new marinade or a rub or something. It's like, this is delicious. Thank you so, so much. So Wednesday, I'll come out of that and we'll have some dinner, and I will be starting to pack on Wednesday too, because Thursday I'll be leaving to go to St. Michael's. So St. Michael's is an hour and a half-ish from, maybe it's only closer to an hour. I've been there so many times, I should really know, but I'll be driving to St. Michael's so that we get there to check in. So I'm guessing like early afternoon is probably when we'll meet. I'll talk to my sister tomorrow and we'll firm up details and everything. And I think she made spa appointments for us on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully she was able to. She was saying they were having staffing issues. We tried to make appointments months ago, but I never did confirm with her. But hopefully I have an awesome spa appointment scheduled for Friday. And we usually like to spend time doing shopping there. They have great shops. They have great restaurants. And it's a beautiful town to walk around in. We get the same room every time. It has an awesome sitting area and a fireplace in it. So, and a refrigerator. So we'll bring wine and cheese and things to snack on. And a lot of times we'll have dinner and then we'll just hunker down in the room, put the fireplace on and talk. And it's right there with the beds too in the room. So if one of us gets tired, we can continue talking from the bed until we fall asleep. It's just really good mother-daughter time. And like I said, the inn usually has like craft classes or things that we can do together. Last time there was like a painting class and we painted things together. They taught us how to make like nautical knots and stuff. We made like a door hanger, just fun stuff that you can just sit and talk and do and be together. They have great cycling fitness classes. We did Qigong last time, I think, and just, it's fun. They'll have like champagne toasts out on the water at sunset and just fun activities. There's amazing restaurants within the inn. If we don't feel like leaving, like we could literally just stay at the inn all weekend and they would have awesome things for us to do. But we love to get out and about, get coffee. There's a really cute place that's just, a very short walk from the inn that has this amazing blueberry chia pudding that I love to get for breakfast. And we like to go to the breweries and the winery and just hang out. So that's what that will be. And like I said, I like to get up still early in the morning while I'm there and have some productive time too. So just really looking forward to that. And that's essentially going to be the rest of my week. So, that's it. And it'll be great. And I can hear that my husband just got home from drop off and I hear the little feet of my 4-year-old. And I would imagine he's probably going to sneak in here and say hi, which is fine. And I'm just going to, wrap this up. But that's how my weeks look. It's a lot of, doing things, handing things off to my assistants, doing things around the house or handing them off to my husband, receiving things from people, getting them done, and just kind of just being in the messy middle of building this amazing business and standing firm in what's been created and being so hopeful and just excited about what's to come. And I'm so grateful. So thanks for listening. I'd love to hear what your weeks look like in your life and your business. And I'll see you on the next episode. Have a great day. I'm going to go hug my kiddo. Thanks so much for listening. If you loved this episode, please share it with a friend or post on social media and tag me so I can personally connect and thank you. Until next time, keep taking bold and brave action steps towards becoming more of who you want to be in this world. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. Keep shining your light.